How are pilots trained to deal with this sort of thing? I mean, is there a certain protocol rather than flying above it, turning around and heading back?
Well, the protocol would be to look for a hole. I mean, the best thing to do is actually to avoid it altogether.
And in this area, it seems impossible because it's monsoon season. I mean, these flights are constantly flying in and out of thunderstorms.
Yeah, that is true. And keep in mind, these pilots in that area, they're doing this every single day, so they have a very tremendous high level of confidence while flying the airplane. It's just very hard to tell at this point.
Right.
They probably thought they could, penetrate without a problem.
Right. And there's also lightning that accompanies these thunderstorms. I mean, is it possible lightning struck one of these aircraft?
Yeah, lightning is pretty common hitting airliners. It's generally not a big event. I mean, a minor concern. But the turbulence in those downdrafts and updrafts, I mean, that's the big problem there.
I mean, severe enough turbulence can rip apart a plane.
Could rip apart the airplane, yes.
A scary thought to imagine with the adults on the plane, 16 children, one infant. It's horrifying.
Very sad.
And our hearts go out to the family as we pray for them today. Thank you very much, Kyle Bailey, for offering some insight.
Thank you, Julie.
Let's break this down right now. We're learning that 3 Americans may have been on this flight. They have also recovered the cockpit voice recorder.
That's correct.
And the casing of the other black box. They say that they hear voices on that. So we're going to learn something, right?
Yes, we will learn something, and that will be interpreted. And when they find the data recorder, it will be synced up with the cockpit voice recorder to give the total picture of what happened on the airplane.
All right. Now, we're also hearing that apparently they were told by air traffic controllers to not descend. What do you make of that?
I still think it's where we were yesterday. Not a big deal. The bottom line is the pilots had a serious problem where they could not contact air traffic control, whether it be an intruder in the cockpit or whether it was just a significant problem with the airplane where all their attention was focused on keeping the airplane in the sky.
You raised the possibility of potentially a fire on board, which is something that folks have been speculating about. If there had been a fire on board that really was a problem and created issues for the crew and the passengers, would the plane have been able to proceed another 7 hours until it ran out of gas, or would typically a fire be so damaging to the plane that it wouldn't continue to fly?
Well, there is very high-tech fire suppression equipment on the airplane in the cargo hold. That's a very good question. I mean, normally I would think if there was a significant fire on the plane to jeopardize the structural integrity of the airplane, it would not be able to continue on for almost 7 hours duration.
He lost the horizon.
The best way to describe losing the horizon, it basically is like leaping off the edge of the earth in a complete sea of darkness. There's no way to differentiate whether you're turning, whether you're straight, whether you're climbing, whether you're descending, without sole reference to your instruments.
What about rebuilding something like Spaceship Two? Is this something that would take years to do?
I wouldn't say years. I would probably say maybe a year and a half. I'm sure it could be, with today's technology, fairly easily replicated. Just as this was a derivative of a Spaceship One. That's not the issue here. The issue is going to be the certification process and, moving forward with public trust and, the proper certification from, the FAA and the other government agencies.
All right, aviation analyst Kyle Bailey, thank you so much for your input and bringing your knowledge to the subject. Thank you so much for joining us.